Do you want to take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Nerdrotic.com.
It is. Hello. I almost called it today, folks. I know. Sorry, we're late. 26 minutes late. We suck. I understand that. I had a little bout with the food poisoning. Almost called the show, but the show must go on. Fuck that. We've got some fucking dumpster fires to talk about today. So, I mean, it's not going to be a 3-hour show. Just trust me. It's not. I don't think my body will allow it.
Yeah, I was going to say, your body will not allow that.
I have clear water. I have sparkling water. I am good. From H-E-B. It's the greatest grocery store ever. You can get...
H-E-B is a
what the fuck?
Beautiful place.
They're awesome. Man. You can get insurance, tile, a hitman, probably an abortion. I'm not sure, at least until
who knows
recently.
Not at H-E-B.
Yeah,
no.
At H-E-B.
H-E-B would never.
That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
They would.
I don't
they
blame
would not
you. I don't blame you if you unsubscribe for that one. I'm sorry. I apologize. Not funny. That is not funny. Well, the blue states have their way. They would definitely put them in grocery stores. Let's just say that. Fucking bastards. We've got a couple. Well, dude, Marvel put out its worst fucking trailer ever. I mean, that's not even that's not even questionable. It was PS4, PS3, PS2, whatever you want to call cutscene, shit, CGI, and this is a Dana Schwartz joint. I think she's still writing for. I'm pretty sure she's still writing for She-Hulk. Although I'm blocked on Twitter, so you'll have to see for me if she even tweets about it.
Take a look.
Because if she hasn't tweeted about it at all, then she's not involved in the show anymore.
She's out.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But it feels like it was written by Dana Schwartz. And remember, I was really...
Oh, no, she's tweeting about it.
She is? Okay, then this is a Dana Schwartz joint. Feminist,
only one, though.
Thirsty feminist drivel taken from like one of the greatest comic book runs, I'm going to say ever, is John Byrne's She-Hulk run. It's one of my favorite female Marvel, if not my favorite female Marvel hero. If you dig back on my podcast years ago when they introduced Captain Marvel, I'm like, no, fuck Captain Marvel. You should introduce She-Hulk first. It's going to be hard, but she is the most interesting. She was part of the Fantastic Four. Fucking love this character. Now, recently, now a lot of the Marvel noobs, the MCU stans, the consumers out there, not you in the chat, by the way. Well, there's probably a couple people hate watching, but most of you are fine. But the rest of the Marvel noobs out there, their comic book knowledge goes back all of 3, maybe 4 years. So they know the She-Hulk who had to, what was the last one I remember reading? Which there was a YouTuber, a cooking YouTuber that was being threatened that she was trying to help. But most of the comic was sitting around and eating fucking food.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's these people's lives, though. The people that write these comic books, that is their life. They sit around, eat food, whine about feminism.
Write what you know.
Yep. But there you go. Well, isn't that the problem, Chris? Chris Gore.
Yeah,
by the way, the great Chris Gore from Film Threat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Gary. Great to be here. I thought the Phantom Menace, which in retrospect, I think we all like appreciate the prequels more. But I always felt that the Phantom Menace was sort of like he was just sort of getting back into directing. And they say, write what you know. And all I can say is that movie starts with like 3 meetings, people just having meetings. And I feel like George Lucas was having a lot of meetings. So he wrote what he knew. It's I'm having a lot of meetings. Phantom Menace, there's going to be a meeting. Then they're going to a spaceship to have a meeting. They go to have another meeting underwater. It's just a series of meetings. And this happens with writers that don't have a lot to say, is they write about their own lives that are fairly mundane. So not surprised that She-Hulk thing happened. So but that trailer is trash, man. It just I and I love like when She-Hulk was in the Fantastic Four, because the Fantastic Four was my book. And also the way John Byrne drew her, like, damn, like,
dude, it's unparalleled. I have original art from that series. I got to break it out. God. Oh yeah, I'm a John Byrne simp. I don't fucking. I have no apologies saying that. That guy, he was my first favorite artist, and the fact that like he got canceled over a decade ago for saying something so spicy and never really apologized for it. Oh, you never heard this?
I have not.
I don't want to get him in trouble. I don't want to fucking bring it. Well, it was in a forum a long time ago, and I was good friends with a guy named Michael Bryan. Michael Bryan used to stop my show. Good guy. Michael Bryan, if you want to see what he looks like, he's the editor in Transmetropolitan. So he was friends with Derek Robertson too. So that's Michael Bryan. He used to run the John Byrne boards, the forums. John Byrne, when sorry, I'm sick. What the fuck is her name now? Who was the Invisible Girl in the Tim Story movies again? And I know her name, Jessica Alba. When Jessica Alba got cast, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, and like this is his tongue-in-cheek humor. I want to preface this like he's not serious. He's just like, oh wow, looks like they cast a Mexican whore as Invisible Woman. That's what he said.
No.
And he's in his own forums, right? So he thinks he's safe. And he got in a little trouble over that. Okay, he did. But this was like 2004, 3, 5, something like that, somewhere in the mid 2000s. It was a long fucking time ago. But John Byrne's like that kind of. He just has a wicked sense of humor that you can't have anymore. You know, apparently, it's not like he actually thought that. And I've talked to the guy. He was a super nice guy. And yeah. And you know what? One of the last artists who loved comic books, George Perez, who just passed. May he rest in peace.
George Perez.
That's all he wanted to do was draw comic books. He loved comic books. Neil Adams loved comic books. Now we have artists and writers who it's just a step to get somewhere else. And it's been that way for a long time. You can tell like there's some really talented guys who don't like drawing comics anymore.
We're missing the heart. That's where all that was. It was the heart.
It's
the passion.
It's arduous now. It's like, oh, I got to get through this. Like fucking Jack Kirby gets up in the morning, gets his coffee and his pencil. It's like, whoa, let's go. And same with John Byrne. John Byrne still draws his commissions. I mean, his art style has gone down a little, but not much. And like when you get a commission piece from him, like he gives it his all. Like he gives it his absolute all. So yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to the guy or seen the guy or anything in years, but this was my last. I've had nothing but positive experiences with this dude. Wow. And a legend. Fucking legend. Yes, that is his She-Hulk. That is, and it started out Savage She-Hulk, so he reinvented it. The whole breaking the fourth wall thing, that was John Byrne. John Byrne co-wrote and plotted with Chris Claremont a lot of the seminal X-Men run. John Byrne did probably I would say 1B. I won't call it the best, but I'll call it like right up there with Lee and Kirby's Fantastic Four. His Fantastic Four run is unbelievable. It's fucking brilliant. And think about this, that, you know, a sexist, right? She replaced the Thing for a while as in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Nobody had a fucking problem with it. Nobody, like, we were cool because Thing, you know, had a solo book for a while after Marvel 2-in-1 ended. Yeah.
I love 2-in-1.
So this could have been like really fun, really good, but you needed a talented writer who knows the source material and knows what the fuck they're doing. Dana Schwartz is not it. And I know she's not the only writer, too. So you get this trailer that starts out with, I'm a lawyer. I have a really demanding job. I have great friends and a frustrating family. That was
Can we get some drinks over here? She needs them.
like so stereotypical Hollywood friend. That's either a gay guy or some fabulous woman who's just like the most supportive friend ever. Doesn't care if she doesn't date. Doesn't care if her friend gets all of the advice. That's like, because that's the Hollywood ideal of a friend who's actually just a really good assistant. That's the problem.
Very good enabler.
Yeah, enabler. Let's watch this. Hi, Quarter Black. Let's introduce you first.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Hey, nothing. Just this show, baby.
Yeah.
Just this show, baby.
Must go on. Let's watch this shitty trailer again.
Let's watch this shitty trailer.
We're going to have to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Make sure I get the right one. Okay, there it is. She-Hulk.
Maybe this is what made me sick. Maybe it wasn't the food.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends. Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency.
Can we get some shots?
Emergency.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
Abomination.
Okay, pause it for a second. Wasn't he in Shang-Chi?
He was.
Yeah.
He was just in
So
Shang-Chi.
is he locked up now?
Yeah. What was he doing hanging out with Wong?
What was he doing hanging out with Wong?
Is it never? It was never explained, really. Was it?
Is it going to be one of those things where they just don't? I mean, I think they called him I'm pretty sure they called him a different name in there, but that makes no fucking sense. So there's two abominations running around, basically. Okay.
Well, and apparently, Wong is in She-Hulk, so maybe that's the connection.
Maybe, yeah, it must be. I mean, like, hey, I love the fact that they gave him the proper ears. I don't know how why that was so hard in the first fucking movie. It's like, you can't give him the ears. Why can't you give him the ears?
Yeah.
There's some executive going, those stupid fish ears, get him out of here.
Yep.
You're like, but it's the character. Get him out of here, I said.
And a frustrating family.
Cause you didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
Okay, stop.
Oh.
Stop. A woman wrote that line.
100%.
So all women are angry and scared all the time? Really? But we're strong.
Yeah, but that makes them fierce.
Does that make them fierce? I don't know. Fear's not it makes them yeah, I don't know.
Fierce.
That doesn't sound good. It's probably sounded really good to some basic bitch writer at fucking somebody who can spell words and make a sentence, which is now a fucking writer these days apparently. No, that's terrible.
No.
I just say I bet you there's more than a few women who went, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not scared all the time. And the angry all the time, that's dudes.
No, you see, they're afraid of men because they could get, graped. They're afraid. And they're angry at men because they can get graped. That's baseline women at all times, I guess.
Yeah, I think really unhappy and mentally off base women for sure.
Yeah.
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 I think that's more true.
Amber Heard.
I love the trend that we're getting. We're getting a trend of, the Marvel characters that you love, we're going to bring them into the show and they're going to subserviently teach the next woman version of that character that you love. It's like every single one, Loki, Hawkeye, She-Hulk now.
Well, that's
every show.
She's going to control it so much better than Bruce ever did.
So here's the big difference from comics and movies. Okay, so when She-Hulk comes on the scene, all right, because I saw Draker's video, and like in the context of the MCU, it is strange to introduce so many derivative characters so fast. When She-Hulk came on the scene, Hulk had already been around for a good long time. There's hundreds of Hulk issues, and you know what? a cousin needs a blood transfusion. Fine, it works. In the comic books, in the context of hundreds of stories surrounding the She-Hulk, right? In the context of our Hulk in the MCU, who has the main character, by the way, has been changed from the initial movie, and we haven't really explored the character of Hulk at all. As Thor goes to find himself for the 16th time, and Wanda grieves for the 37th time, we haven't gotten a solo Hulk movie. We didn't even get to see where he went from angry Banner to smart Hulk. Did Mr.
It happened off screen.
Did Mr. Fix-It happen somewhere in there? That would have been kind of cool. Why does the Hulk need glasses? I don't know. This is a question you need to fucking answer. Why does something at peak physical condition that can handle like nuclear explosions need to wear glasses? I don't know. Maybe there's a reason. Then maybe the Hulk has astigmatism. I don't fucking know.
Smart.
But like, there's no exploration of the Hulk at all. None. Yeah. So, but now that's why, you know, when somebody who hasn't read all the comics is watching these films and going, wait a minute, I barely feel like I know Mark Ruffalo's Hulk at all. Like, he's just in Avengers movies. He just kind of showed, you know, we got a little bit of him in Ragnarok, right? And and doing shit off screen makes no sense. Now, I know it's a rights issue. I know it's a universal rights issue, and it still is, that he can't have his own solo movie.
Yeah.
But then why can She-Hulk have her own solo show? Because she's a Hulk character. So you would think Universal has some rights to her as well. Don't know. We can continue.
Who knows?
Oh, Bruce, how it feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
So he's going to kill his cousin. Again, this is the kind of thing that you can get away with in a comic book. I think this and maybe there's some explanation why he's having a bunch of saws going at his cousin that could kill her.
You know, on what you were saying earlier, I think Marvel MCU Studios, I think they think this is 100 issues of the Hulk, hundreds of issues, right? They think this is far down the Hulk train. That's why they think we're far down the MCU train. That's why we can change Hulk. That's why we can change Thor. That's why we can change Captain America. It's like, no, dude, you're like in the beginning, basically. I know it's been 10 years in movie time, but we're still in the beginning, basically, of these characters. That's why it feels weird when you start doing jumps like this, because you're not really that far into the characters. Like you said, like Thor, he's finding himself again. It's like this is the beginning of his arc. He still hasn't even really had a good arc. They just keep repeating.
They're just repeating the arc, and it's because, well, I mean, there's a good argument that they can get away with it because they have. You know? I was watching the likes for this video, by the way. Last night, it was at 387 up, 61,000 down, which is a lot. It's now gone up like 200,000 on the likes, but only 40,000 on the dislikes. So there's definitely some fuckery going on, and we've already proven that there's fuckery going on with Lord of the Rings. Yeah. There's another thing another subject I want to hit that I think is much bigger. There's a much bigger scandal waiting for all of Silicon Valley if Elon exposes Twitter. Remind me to talk about that, because it will expose all the bullshit going on at every social media, which could affect all of us. Because we're just going off their fucking word that all these views are real. All these people are real. Are they? Are they? I don't know.
It all falls apart. If you can't
all
trust,
falls apart.
If you can't trust the other person, that there is another person, and most of these people are people, it all falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, Twitter, everything.
And I think it goes both ways. I think, like just most of you out there, I think it goes both ways. I think some people get like really artificially bolstered, and I think some people get horribly suppressed. Continue.
Yes. No.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Okay, go back to that face, that first face, which is just holy shit. No, the Hulk face, the Hulk face. the
That was
fucking
my favorite one.
CGI.
Oh
Yeah,
God! Oh,
I
yeah.
just want to be an anonymous lawyer. Yeah. What? What is that? Marvel. Disney Marvel. A green giant. Everybody's putting up the.
I don't know how did they. I don't know. They did Gamora. Gamora looked good.
Because
She
it
was
was makeup. It was makeup.
What? Why did you do? You didn't have to do this.
Like her like they. That's not her face.
You
Like they.
shoot
Maybe
her
they
at a-
mocapped it.
You make it larger.
Did they mocap her face and put it on a different body? Is this a dude? I don't fucking know.
She's probably. I'm gonna to have to guess. She's probably wearing one of those mocap suits.
Yep.
And they mocapped her whole body, and she has like just the camera on the front, and then they just use that as reference, and then rebuild it.
And
with the
because she's
CGI.
she's insanely short. She is a little
Yeah,
hobbit.
she's really
this
short.
woman. She's a great actor, by the way. I think she's really good actress. I liked Orphan Black for like
Yeah,
2
she's really
seasons. But
Sucks that she's in this. You know.
yeah,
A normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is?
Jen, you're a story now.
you're a Jen. You're a story now. So bad. Oh, Shrek! It's the Shrek scene.
It is literally the same dress. Like I'm gonna look that up. Is it the Shrek? Looks like the same.
Well, a lot of people are just putting that. It's all over Discord. It's all over fucking Twitter. It's so funny. And like, we should all be grateful that they didn't give us like fucking muscly She-Hulk, which I'm sure they'll give us a scene. Maybe not this season.
She really roids out.
Yeah, or she roids out and just grows a giant dick. But why not? Yeah. But at least they did this. It's very interesting that this is the direction they took after taking that really extreme direction in the comics.
Yeah.
That in a weird way, that ended up ending Az's original Twitter account.
A little bit, yeah.
Because they did the Winter She-Hulk, and they said winter is coming, and then Az said below the tweet, "All men must die," the Game of Thrones saying, and he permabanned on Twitter for that.
Got yeeted.
Got yeeted.
He She-Hulk.
I don't know what Chris. What do you think of this trailer?
I think the CGI looks terrible, and I think it looks like a bad TV show that I probably just wouldn't watch personally. And I love She-Hulk from the comics. You brought up earlier the Fantastic Four. When the She-Hulk was in the Fantastic Four, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems like also what I don't like about this is it just seems like a repeat of stuff we've seen now in every Marvel property since post. I mean, it seems to dominate since post Endgame. Is like take a popular legacy character like the Hulk, Hawkeye, Loki, pair them with a female who will basically take over the show. Now, this is She-Hulk's show, so we come in with that expectation. So I actually have less of a problem with it here than anywhere else. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like more of the same. It's just like, Thor Love and Thunder. Is that what Thor Love and Thunder is going to be like? But, I loved She-Hulk from the comics.
Yep.
I mean, damn that, her hair, just everything about her. Like
And she loved being She-Hulk. She was fun.
Yeah. She was fun. Like, cool to be part of the FF. Like it was great. This is, I don't know. It just it looks like that a lot of the conflicts in the show, because this is the thing that bugs me about all the superhero stuff. When are they superheroes anymore? Right? Like, when do they do, other than like Doctor Strange in the beginning of Doctor Strange 2, like when do they do superheroing things now? They just seem to just, and that was
no cats are saved anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, just say that. Like, what are you doing? So. But I mean, that was also part of the reason I love Marvel Comics is they just had like mundane everyday problems. I mean, that's what separated the Marvel Comics from DC Comics, at least back, old school, right, Gary? Back in the day. But yeah, that's what made them cool. I don't know that it's working for a TV show like this, and also just like the bad effects are very distracting. It's very distracting how bad this is. You brought up PS2. I don't know, man. It's just, And I hear what I do hear is there's a huge shortage of people who can actually competently do effects now.
Mhm.
There's been a huge shortage of people that are capable of doing a good job doing it. So they're really getting like a lot of B team and C team when it comes to hiring effects crews. And no disrespect, I mean, these are people that probably would be on an A team, say after 5 years of experience, but you're bringing in inexperienced effects people, and I think it shows. Especially with limited budgets.
What it looks like, it's a limited budget. It looks like this is maybe 2 passes away from finalized. It all looks like test CGI.
Yeah. This is the rough. And then, we'll get to final, but here's the rough. You can use this to edit the show, but we'll get a final. It'll look great. And it just looks, maybe part of it is, it's like, it's for TV. What percentage of the US population even have 4K TVs? And seriously, these are things that go through their heads. It's like, this is never going to be shown in a movie theater, right? It's only going to be watched on television. And the average person I remember hearing statistics back in the 90s where the average person had a 27-inch tube TV. That was the size, and they took that into account when you're making shows, right? You take into account, well, how are most people going to see this? And you've got people watching, shit on their freaking phones and iPads, on planes.
Right. Yeah. They're going to be like, you're not even going to be able to tell with your cell phone. You're watching it through your phone.
Yeah, the effects don't need to be great. The effects don't need to be great, right? Like that's at least how they're justifying it. The producers are justifying it. So, and I'm only speculating here. This doesn't come from. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. It's. I mean, like we can guess pretty accurately that like Bob Chapek is cheap, Disney is cheap. They didn't make a lot of money over the last couple of years. Their stock is tanking, but even though before their stock was tanking, like they didn't make a bunch of money and they had to go into their liquid and they laid off a bunch of people. And yeah, I can tell you that they probably went fucking cheap on these shows because they're like, well, these Marvel fans are kind of showing up anyway. It's not like we got to put a ton of effort in. It. And the more people were going like 10 out of 10 She-Hulk, like they're right. So we fight this never-ending battle just for fucking good story. Jesus Christ.
This trailer also kind of follows the same narcissistic trend that Miss Marvel had.
Yes.
Where it's all about me, and every character is affirmating. It was all you're a story now, and all this. You look gorgeous, and she steps out of a car, and she's on a red carpet, and oh my god, she's got a fantastic dress. It's so like,
dude, and there's a banner that says you'll like her.
Yeah, it's just like telling you.
It's like you're really gonna like her. We can't show you right now,
guys,
but trust me,
like her.
Maybe Thor will come along and go, I like this one.
Yeah, I like this one.
When she's angry.
You could be an Avenger.
Oh wait, hold up. That was pretty quick. That was a little quick thing. That was a. What is this? What is going on here?
Is she throwing a female construction worker?
Is that a female construction worker with maybe some superpowers or something?
No, that I wonder if that's who could that be? That's definitely a girl, right?
Yeah. Well, when it went past, I thought it was a guy, and I was like, "What is this? Like a construction worker cat calling or something?" And she's like, "Nuh-uh, not you. I'm a She-Hulk. I don't need no man." But this, now that I pause it, it does look like a.
Who are the bad guys in this? Who are the bad guys? I know, cringe, right? Yes, Queen. I'm just looking at the.
Yes.
Chat is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Wet fart, correct.
Oh my god. I was like, is this Wrecking Crew or something? That's the only thing I'm thinking. Is this like lesbian Wrecking Crew? like it's some Uber Dyke Wrecking Crew. It kind of makes like if you're gonna do a swap with something, that might be it.
That would be funny.
Might be the one.
You could be an Avenger.
I am not a biologist, Eric. No.
Billionaires and narcissists.
This is the line, man.
Go back to her jumping.
This is the line
with the Hulk. Now I'm just imagining here that the Hulk is kind of holding back a little bit with his little cousin.
You could be an Avenger. Oh, I'm not a superhero.
because
it's for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans.
and gods and aliens.
Well, my thing is adult narcissist, billionaire narcissist. You mean like Tony Stark, the man that sacrificed his
Yes,
life,
that's exactly
his happiness with his daughter and his wife. He sacrificed all of that to save the universe.
Save your green ass. Where the fuck were you?
And I don't want to hear like, oh, she doesn't know about it. It was on a different planet,
and how,
or it was on a different area. Maybe they didn't know it. Well,
and how can you make fun of narcissists?
Everybody knows.
How can you make fun of narcissists when this entire trailer has been about fucking narcissism? You're a star. You'll like her.
Every single
Look at
character
me.
going,
Oh my god, get
you
this
could
girl
be an
some shots.
Avenger. You can be an Avenger. You're so
I'm not a
great.
hero. They're narcissists. What the
Why do they
fuck?
keep bringing up the Avengers? There is no Avengers. I mean,
Yeah, it's all gone.
it was,
Yeah.
I mean, they brought up Avengers and Doctor Strange too, right? We'll get you back on the lunchbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many Doctor Strange quippy lines that I thought were stupid and just out of character. That
Didn't you chart in the 60s?
Wait, I thought they didn't make any money.
That was bad.
Do the Avengers merchandise to make money? Because I thought they didn't make money according to Black Falcon
Right.
America, who couldn't get credit for his boat, for my boat, and
So
and Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's fucking retarded.
It's very funny that in the actual universe of the MCU and our real universe, both are trending towards just corporatism and gross narcissism.
It is.
Like in the world, they're like, oh, you can get back in the lunchbox, and now we have plays and musicals of Avengers and all this like corporate garbage, and then it's also happening in real life.
It's like you're waiting for the Watchmen to start. You know, that's
yeah, you're like, what? This is all parody, right?
right. I'm waiting for like either Doctor Strange, turn into Dr. Manhattan, the fucking some bullshit like that. It's like, damn, people. I like you just said, let's see some people get saved. Maybe a cat, maybe a puppy.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Like one of my favorite parts of Superman was when the earthquake is happening, he's running around saving the school bus full of children. That's fucking awesome. And the train, he lays down on the train track and the train drives like that's fucking rad. That's what we want to see. No, let's see the superheroes arguing with each other and talking about their childhood trauma and their moms beating them. That's way more.
How many sit down drink restaurants scenes have we already seen in this trailer alone? There's like 3 different ones.
Oh, dude.
There's 3 or 4.
It's such a reflection of the modern comic, right? So,
but to me, the greatest heroes are also somehow defined by their nemesis, right? Like Batman and the Joker, the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, or Galactus, like a really great villain, or Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, right? They're defined by what they oppose. That's an opportunity for them to stick to their principles and their values. And Marvel, and it's been said before, and I'm sure I heard you say it, Gary, Marvel has a villain problem, right? Like, and they had a great villain in Thanos. I mean, Infinity War is Thanos' movie, right? I mean,
yes, it is.
And he disappears in the Endgame, which is really disappointing, right? And that's why I'm hoping we'll finally get a good incarnation of Doctor Doom in something Fantastic Four related. I have no idea. I have little faith in what the Fantastic Four will be.
Oh,
they're supposed to announce the cast of the Fantastic Four is set to be announced in Hall H at the Marvel panel, which will be on Saturday at San Diego Comic-Con. Like we're all going to know.
I can't wait to see that.
At the masked up.
It's going to be so exciting.
You'll be there, Gary. You'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll be outside. I'll be around. If I can get in there without my mask on, but like it's not even the mask. It's like, do I want to pay you know how much it costs in California to get a rapid test? It's anywhere between $200 and $300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, fuck that. Dude, it's COVID's here to stay. People are still getting it. They're surviving. They're moving on with their life. Let's just work on that the turd immunity. Let's work on the turd immunity, and we'll be fine. But yeah, it's like even there's no restrictions in San Diego except for the con. So So I'll probably outside, and my guess is it's not going to be John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Why would you bother announcing the Fantastic Four when you've already introduced him? Why not just say he's our Mr. Fantastic? Why haven't they said that yet? Because he's not it. Because he's not going to be it.
It's going to be Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
That's the pick. Every single character.
He's playing. Yeah, he's playing. Idris Elba is playing the entire Fantastic Four.
All four of them.
All four of them.
That's
5.
Is there anything more depressing?
Oh my
than
God.
dating in your 30s?
Oh, dude, that face. Stop.
Oh, go back to that face. Go back to that face.
What the fuck?
What is this?
That looks like. Yeah, that looks like.
This is nightmare fuel.
Like, who smiles like that? It's like they're like, shit, we can't show her teeth because it doesn't look real enough. So let's have her cover her teeth with her smile, and she's supposed to be gasping but smiling. And as I said in my tweet, this is an uncanny singularity. It's not even a valley. And then for one, there's nothing pathetic about dating in your 30s. If you don't listen to me on anything, listen to me on this, young ones. You people in your 20s, do not get fucking married. Do not get married in your 20s. Live your life. You're a teenager with rent. Have fun. And then once you hit 30, maybe start thinking of it if you're into it. If that's your kind of thing. Do not do it in your 20s. No. I did
Gary,
it.
I can confirm that's the best advice. Yeah.
I got lucky.
That's
I
the best
got married at 18.
There you go.
And it worked out.
You're a rare exception. Learn how to take care of yourself before you think about taking care of other people.
Yeah.
That would be my advice.
Well, exactly. I've said this to many of my friends. I would not wish dating in Los Angeles on Hitler. That's how bad it is. So,
Wow.
No, it's seriously. This is the worst place in the world. Worst place in the world to be single.
Well, to find friends, much less like somebody in a relationship with. Like,
it's got to be landmines.
You're gonna have a hard time finding just a buddy to go to a Dodgers game with.
No, I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky to just find people that just aren't full of shit. But usually they're people that aren't from here. They're people who came from Michigan to live in California. So I have very small percentage of friends that are native Californians, mostly people from other places. So there you go.
Yeah, it's
This is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh.
Should we?
Oh, she's just ready to jump him just because he said,
"Yeah,
this is a good date. I want to share fries."
We split some fries.
Let's get those to go.
Was that supposed to be a smirk? By the way, was that supposed to be a smirk before that? Like, oh my god!
Look at you, little man.
For one, he is a little man. That guy's like,
he does look very small.
Very small. And her legs look terrible. There was some, like, people were throwing up cosplay on Twitter that looks 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better. And then there's Az's tweet, which we're not going to go to. We're not going to show you. Az decided to share the tweet unedited in our Real BBC thing yesterday. I'm like, I go into there. I'm like, what did Az do? Oh, shit.
What is that?
What? You're welcome to find it on your own. But
Crip Daddy posted it.
Yeah. Jesus. I mean, it's probably a more accurate version of She-Hulk, but, the porns usually are.
Is that an Axel Braun production?
This one's not the Axel Braun one with China,
so.
Right? Wasn't that China they said in there? I don't know if it's the China wrestler or China porn star. Maybe they're both the same thing. Not really sure.
I think they're the same thing.
They might be.
They were. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah. By the way, rest in peace. May she rest in peace. Very sad. But yeah, those legs are way too skinny.
Yeah.
And her head looks like
stretched out.
Her head looks like it's bobbing on something completely different. It looks like it's only barely attached.
But I mean, is there a different way to have done? I mean, I watched the Incredible Hulk growing up, right?
Yep. with Lou.
And I love that
Yeah.
show. And it was like Lou Ferrigno, they cast a different actor. Now it's cheesy in retrospect, whatever, but I would, love the Hulk comics, watch that TV show. That first, pilot episode, that like 2 hour like Hulk movie was awesome. It was tragic. It's just weird that they changed his name from Bruce Banner to David Banner.
Oh, you want to know why? You know why.
Yeah, I know why.
yeah, I know why too.
Story.
It's horrible. It's because Bruce was a name associated with gay men.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stupid.
It's
What
What
is
so-
does that? Why?
I never understood. I hated that, by the way. As a comic book fan, I'm like, you are kidding me. David, because Bruce.
Such a stupid
It just shows how dumb
reason.
executives were then, and it's not
And
as
they're
if
still dumb.
right now.
The thing is, it's decades later. It's the same fucking dumb. But yeah,
Right.
that's why they changed it. And you're right. Like I grew up on that show. It had one of the saddest theme songs ever.
Yeah, the music was great, but it was like it really amped up the tragic nature of the character. But what was cool was Lou Ferrigno's a real person, right? Like, and the stuff he did was like, okay, it was kind of cheesy. It was definitely like Saturday morning TV kind of like lifting a
People
truck,
loved
like
it.
whatever.
We loved it. It was so cool.
It
We
was
need
so
that
cool. And
back.
I've met Lou Ferrigno. I'm sure you've met him at conventions. He's
Yes,
super
I have.
Yeah, super nice dude.
super nice guy. But like, could there have been a different way to have done this? Did they have to go full digital? Like it doesn't. I mean, if this was the test that they did, it just didn't work. It doesn't work. Could there have been some makeup enhancement?
Dude.
I don't know. On a real
Golem.
actor's-
Golem was 20 years ago, and it's better than this.
Oh my
okay?
God, you're
Yeah.
right.
Golem, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe Andy Serkis should have played She-Hulk. I don't fucking know, but I know a movie that was one of the greatest trilogies ever made. Was
Yeah.
made 2 decades ago, and it's light years better than this.
Yeah.
It's the uncanny valley because they're going for a character that looks human but is enhanced. And once you do that, it's already hard to make something look human in CGI. And now you're trying to do that. Like you're doing this weird in-between human thing, which you're going to hit the uncanny valley hard. And that's what's happening right here.
Yeah, and it's
'Cause
weird.
it looks weird. She has big hands. She has a big bobbly head. Her legs are weird, like
Okay,
strangely long and thin.
I don't want to say what I think she might look like, but you guys fill in the blanks. She has
Oh.
big hands, big feet.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm actually surprised they didn't cast that.
Man hands.
They
Out
didn't.
of Adam's apple.
They didn't cast the same person that they cast for Rose in the Doctor Who 60th anniversary
go.
special. Is that what you're
There you
saying?
go.
Like RuPaul as She-Hulk. Why didn't they just go there?
What?
Oh my
Or I don't know, find a bigger woman that's in shape. There's a lot of them. There's quite a few of them, and model the body off of that. Now people are asking like, why does the Hulk look better than She-Hulk? Because they've been working on the Hulk for years and years and years. So they have been refining the Hulk for years and years and years. So this is they're building this one from the ground up, and it looks like they spent about 5 minutes on it. To be honest with you, and I'm like, oh, I know there's some effects people who are probably getting their feelings hurt right now. Don't sign on for the job. There's probably like, I can't. The number is probably very high of the amount of people who worked on this. So, and
I'm sure it was hard. There's a lot of work put into it. I could definitely tell, but it's not finished. Like they didn't have enough time, they weren't given enough time or money, or both, to finish it how it should be done. So they had to cut corners, and this is what we get.
The thing is, I think
bobblehead.
Most of the people, not all, but most of the people working on this are probably very aware of it. They're like, it looks like shit. I got my paycheck, and my name will be buried within 1,000 names on this show, so I will not be taking any responsibility. And
nobody's going, oh, you know the scene where she picks up the date? That's me. I did that scene. That was my shot.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that.
I mean, it's all about choices. Like in context, in story, that's pretty accurate to a She-Hulk comic. It could be funny. Like that's something that could be funny, but like considering we're like fucking neck deep in the MCU, and they show this, it shows how detached they are, because the winds of change are a-blowing, the pendulum is a-swinging. Disney will be the last company to change, maybe right behind the BBC. And this is already looking old and dated. Yeah. This all looks old and dated. And this is what happens when you put current thing shit in your art. You date it, and it's no longer timeless. Like something like the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, pretty timeless. It'll probably be popular for a long, long time. This shit is already looking old, and it's not even out yet. And it comes out the day of our meetup in Vegas, by the way.
It does. We have to watch it, get a big screen. We all watch it together.
Do a watch party. Do a live
Ruin
watch.
the entire night.
Why
Oh,
would
come
I
on, it'd be
ruin?
hilarious, Gary.
We could. Like,
Do it.
maybe we'll do it like before the meetup, before the official meetup starts. If people want to like sit through and do a watch party, I'm down with that because we do have the place.
That could be
to
really
ourselves
funny.
all day.
Could be really funny.
And stream it too, so you can do live commentary.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
We got to think about that too. If we do live streaming, we're gonna have to get monitors, and it's like it'll be like with a band, except no instruments.
Yeah,
we'll have to do all kinds of weird stuff.
Is that everything in this trailer? Was there a little tagline at the end?
No,
that's it.
Thank
but yeah,
you.
like seriously, count how many times they sit down in a restaurant.
They're sitting down.
There's one right there. 1, 2,
3.
3.
She's sitting in bed.
4?
She's sitting in bed. Okay, that 5 with her friend going, yeah,
5.
special.
Yeah, you're
okay. What the fuck are they? What? Okay, go back to that.
What even?
That is a green. Okay, so that's a real. That's real set. Now turn it around. Now go to the next part where it's, and that's not.
Yeah, look at the grass line right there. It looks all blurry.
There's lots of blur.
Definitely around here.
Lots of
There's a
blur
lot of
under
blur.
her neck. Have you noticed that? Like just lots. It's you know, that's a trick of Photoshop for people who don't use Photoshop. The smudge
Blur
tool.
the line.
Very effective tool.
Look at that hand.
That hand is fucking that is a giant.
It's massive.
Hand. She could palm a beach ball, you know. Like, well, it's easy to palm a beach ball, but you know what I'm talking about. Like she could palm a medicine ball and dunk it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. She could suck a medicine ball through a garden hose.
I bet she could. There's another one. What are we on? Like 6 at this point? Like goodness. And then obviously this one. It's just a montage of at dinner talking. I don't know, man. For me, it's like I don't see anything that's egregiously really horrible other than the line about narcissism and how superheroes is like dumb. Even though I'm sure she'll like find out that overtime superheroes is about, you know, saving people and I'm such a great superhero. What my thing is like, it just looks like it's not for me in any way.
It looks
whatsoever. It looks like a
silly.
90s daytime drama about a lawyer. And I'm like, that's almost what it should be.
This looks like D23 afternoon shit. That's what it like. It should
Yeah,
come on.
it doesn't look like prime time show quality.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Daredevil. You know, that's the peak. Okay, we're looking at Daredevil, and this is like so far down the pike.
I don't know what's a
so
D23
bad.
show. I'm gonna say Drake and Josh, but that's not D23. But it looks like something that comes on after Drake and Josh and the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Like
Next
a
on
like
D23
a Disney original
She-Hulk.
movie.
Wow, that's bad.
That's
That's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Holy shit! How embarrassing. I love. Well, my favorite part is it just solidifies the MCU argument when all these people. You know, I love. Drinker mentioned it in his video. It's like every time we insult the Marvel universe, a bunch. It's really weird. A bunch of anonymous people come out on Twitter just going after us, and then they're gone in 48 hours.
Yeah,
just gone. Like don't see him again. Don't hear from him again. And then there's a whole new crop every time I, you know, maybe it's triggered by me saying MCU, which I'm just going to say more and more because it upsets people, or maybe they're not people. I don't know. I don't care. It's hilarious. But when I said we hit peak MCU, I was wrong. We're still a little ways.
we're still
from that.
on the way
we
up.
got Agatha. We got Agatha Harkness show. We got an Echo show.
Echo.
Yeah, we still got a little ways to go. Female Thor.
Yep.
Maybe she's going to have like missionary sex with fucking King Valkyrie.
Dude, that photo, I'm going to bring it up. That fucking photo. Let me open it up. This beautiful little piece of art. MCU art right here. If I could find it. Where is it? There it is. Look at that art.
Hey, those arms are real, Garrett. Those are
real
arms on Natalie Portman. They're just as real as the She-Hulk arms. She worked out. She grew 3 feet. It's real. They're all real. Do you know how much Natalie Portman worked out?
Dude, I bet she can bench like 300.
Dude.
360.
Easily.
380.
380. 380. Deadlifting what? A ton? She can deadlift a ton.
Oh, easy. Easy.
The woman's 5 foot, by the way, stated as 5'4", so that means she's like 5'2" in real life.
Yeah, they always got to sneak in a little extra.
They all do. What do you think of this picture, Chris Gore? Are you excited to see Thor: Love and Thunder?
No, it looks like the Council of Women to Judge Men.
It does.
They're evil.
The tribunal.
Just the tribunal. Like it just, I don't know.
The tribunal of misogyny.
You have been judged, male scum.
Male scum.
Valkyrie's costume looks like hot garbage. It looks like plastic Party City. You know that vinyl costume material you get sometimes?
Yeah.
You get
this is
that's what it looks like. It looks
this
like
is
garbage.
A Norse Valkyrie. Which, by the way, you got a very accurate one in the Northman.
Yeah, very accurate.
Very
Oh, dude,
cool.
the Northman is out on digital.
It is. It
There's
is.
a ton of extras. You can buy it for $25.
Is it when's the Blu-ray 4K Blu-ray coming out? Because that's what I want.
No clue about the Blu-ray, but I couldn't resist, and I
Oh,
because
I can watch it at
watched
home now. I can't wait.
You can watch it at home
On my home theater, on my big
for
fucking
4K.
screen,
Yeah.
and 4K with
It's a
my
4K
projector
digital.
and my fucking rad surround sound that my wife got me because she's awesome.
Nice.
She's
Nice.
pretty cool. Oh yeah, she's like, I got you a present, and it's like, oh shit. Now she gets to enjoy it too. She pretends not to. So I don't care
right.
about these
It's not for me.
surround sound thingies. She does. She totally does. All right, I'm gonna read some soups. Some soups.
Yeah, we're at 50.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's do this. By the way, everybody, thank you for being here. I'm a terrible host. I did not thank you up front. Thanks to the mods for being here. Frenemies, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. I'm looking forward to the next video telling me how much I haven't read comics. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love those, by the way. I love those. My wife was watching some hate video about me. I'm like, why are you watching that? She's not listening.
Wait, people make hate videos? Or like,
Oh
what's
my
the
God.
point?
My wife
Jealous.
called somebody a little bitch. I was like, wow. Okay. You go, girl. She's got my back. It was funny. It's, hey, it just means you're saying something that, like, show me
It's resonating.
on your body where my movie opinion hurt you, please. Yeah, I know. It's got nothing to do with me, as you guys know. I'm telling you a thing. It's got everything to do with you guys. That's the part they don't like. They're like, you need to like the thing because it's current and it's the thing, and I like it. I can't tell you why I like it. I can't produce a single video expressing what I like about it, but I like it because
Can't you tell? My profile picture is Wanda. Okay,
Yeah.
that means I love it. All right, I'm sure that all those accounts are quickly changing their profile pictures to She-Hulk now.
Current thing is
Seems
good.
to be the whatever the current is.
Current thing makes me feel like I'm part of thing. We got Matthew Hammond for $15 on the Streamlabs side. Thank you very much for circumventing Mama Susan. Because you should all watch Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis. I will. That's next on the docket, by the way. Probably later this year, but I definitely will. SG-1 takes a season to find its feet. That's pretty normal for shows. But they quickly abandon the feminist persons of Amanda Carter after the first episode and becomes great. Atlantis is great from the beginning to end. Yeah, that's Matthew. That's what I hear. Thank you for recommending it, and I get recommended that show every time I live stream. Somebody goes, watch SG1, Gary. Watch Atlantis, Gary. And same for you guys. I'm enjoying the hell out of my Babylon 5 right now, but once I'm done with that, it's really interfered with my work, but I don't care.
Distraction. It's a beautiful distraction, though.
We all needed it after. Dude, it has been one pile of shit after another. It's like a Bandini Mountain.
It's been quite amazing to watch. It's almost every day there's some new piece of hot garbage coming out.
Well,
dumpster fire rolling across the street.
I can't deny it, and I agree with you both. Having said that, I like to stay positive and optimistic about other stuff that's out there. Get away from this, as just seeing the decline of Marvel or that freaking Star Wars. I sort of breezed through that article. I saw a couple of videos. I still want to read that article, but where Kathleen Kennedy basically kind of admits a couple things, but also admits out loud that there's an agenda to create, to basically make Star Wars female. And I'm sorry, it just like that was always the thing. Like, why would you take a brand that so appeals to men and boys, and does have its share of female fans? No doubt. There are, previous to Kathleen Kennedy, plenty of women who loved Star Wars, but it wasn't like for women. It was really for mostly boys and everyone, right? And she wants to specifically make it for women. Like, she states this in the article. It was infuriating to see, like, oh, now you've stated your not so secret agenda out loud.
It was pretty overt when she came out and had the Forces female shirt, and you had all the people wearing it. It's like, okay, that was like day one almost. I
want to get a Forces male shirt, and I want to wear it at Star Wars Celebration. But there's just, and I know this will be the last time I bring it up to you, Gary, but you got to see this movie RRR.
Oh, it's back in theaters.
It's back in theaters for one day, one showing on June 1st. That's it. It's the one showing, and you can put in, I'll actually share a link in the private chat. But maybe you can share it with your audience. You just put in your zip code. I've already got tickets. It'll be my third time seeing it in a theater, and you have to see it in a theater. So now they may expand to more screens, but through that link, but dude, please, like, there are other things to see. There are indie films. There's, and I don't know. These movies coming out of India are pretty amazing. And I'm just getting educated on all this stuff. And I didn't realize there's more than one film industry in India, right? It would be like, in the United States, there is only Hollywood, and we're kind of stuck with whatever they make, right?
Yep.
But imagine if there was a competitor to Hollywood. I think it would make movies better. And in
Absolutely.
India, there are competing industries, right? And I think that just elevates everything. So not just this, there's another movie called Daku that looks like, all I did was like tweet it out like, hey, this is what Black Widow should have been. The Black Widow movie should have been this. It was badass. And the lead actress like tweeted about it, from that movie. And you got to see the trailer for that.
And she's really hot, Chris.
She's super hot, and she's like a secret agent. She's a badass. But I'm looking at the stuff, and India just doesn't care. And their movies are becoming more like, why are these movies now becoming more popular?
Look at this. This is awesome.
Oh, dude, it is so
got two rifles in his hand. So bloody. Dude, this is what we want in cinema. Yep. Okay, this is what we want.
So the guy is injured and he can't walk, and there's this whole action scene where he's like breaking him out of a prison. He's on his shoulders and he's got these two shotguns, and they're just blazing through. Like, it's like right out of a Sam Raimi movie. It's so insane. You've got to see this movie RRR.
It looks awesome. It looks bonkers. I like the bonkers parts.
Freaking crazy.
Over the top. It's weird. It's also like just filled with passion and heart. And I don't know. I can't recommend it enough. It's like my favorite movie. It's the thing that sort of kept me from being depressed, that there's so much bad stuff being made. And the worst thing about the bad stuff being made, Gary, is that it's lauded as being great. And I'm like, what? Yeah. And I'm actually pleased to see that like Doctor Strange 2 in the second weekend dropped so hard. Like, I think it shows that like that Marvel audience, very dedicated, very passionate, loyal. They'll show up on the first day and then they're done.
Yeah, I hate to agree with Forbes and Cutie fucking supporters, but in his article.
What did
last
Mendelsohn
week.
say?
Mendelsohn said, thank you, because my brain's not working right now. Mendelsohn said that Marvel's got enough of a built-in audience to carry it for a while, just like at the end of Twilight and Harry Potter, and he was fucking spot on. Like, the Harry Potter films, like, I liked them and everything, but like they didn't get good. They didn't get better as they went on. They definitely didn't, and they adapted the books like horribly towards the end.
Worse and worse and worse.
Worse and worse
as
and
they
worse.
went.
But it made money because people wanted to see it through. It had the built-in audience. And Twilight,
It was an
all
event.
shit. I don't understand why people liked it. I watched it all because my wife was there, and I'm like, you know,
So stupid. The baby, the CGI baby face.
oh my god, dude! I the last one slept halfway through it, so I'm very happy about that.
How could you actually release that movie? I don't understand. Like, you got to be like, I don't even know if I should release this movie. It's so bad. Like,
and like
the CGI was so bad.
Like Hunger Games, I at least liked the beginning. I thought the beginning of it was pretty good. I was like, all right, I'm into this because it was very dystopian.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And I like how it portrayed Hollywood in that because, you know, I don't know if they meant to do that or not, but that's how Hollywood is now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a pretty accurate representation of what Hollywood would become in that kind of a world. They'd be the tools of the government, which they are right now. So,
Right now.
yeah.
Look at that.
At the end still was a fucking hot mess, and I guess they split up the last book, which I did not read.
The book was also, the ending of the book was also not very good.
Yeah. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I was like, whatever. But at least it started out okay. But that's what Marvel is now. Marvel's fucking Twilight.
Yeah.
Marvel's Twilight, and it's got a bunch of Twilight fans. Yep, I said it. It's fucking Twilight. Marvel is fucking Twilight. There's a little bunch of sparkly superheroes running around, and it's shit. And it's fans.
That's what they've turned it into.
Yeah. It's very sad. It's very sad. That's
Disney, though. That's all that Disney knows how to
Yep.
do is turn everything into sparkly.
Well, Disney's
girl
a girl
stuff.
brand. It's a girl's brand. It has been a girl's brand and remains a girl's brand. Show me.
You
show
have
me the
like
data where
outliers
it
like
doesn't.
Lion King or Aladdin, but like even Aladdin is pretty. It's like rides the line.
Well, you were
there.
a
There's
kid
a lot of girl stuff.
when you saw. I get that.
Right. It's all family and then girl oriented stuff. The whole princess thing with Disney. It's like you were all girl stuff, and then you purchased multiple boy brands, and then
turned into girl
made
stuff.
all those things girl things. It's like, what is wrong with
And
you?
it's okay.
You had two different
to have boys and girls things, and it's okay to have crossover. Lots of girls like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Lots and lots. They love
I wonder why.
Harrison Ford. Lots of ladies liked Aquaman. A really forgettable, like really basic movie because it had a wet Jason Momoa running around in it. And unfortunately,
alongside a psychopath,
an insufferable bitch. But yeah, and who better be like completely edited out of the next sequel if they wanted to make a single dollar.
The rumor
that she's
the rumors
out?
that the executives are like, we need to cut her all the way out of this movie.
Oh, you're kidding? Is that what
because
they're
the
talking-
trial's not looking too good?
Well, yesterday was a disaster for her, right? Like she introduced something into the trial accidentally. She brought up like a TMZ interview, and it opened the door for the lawyers to go because they weren't supposed to talk about, I guess,
oh man,
her beating her girlfriend at all. But now they can because she fucking brought something up
She
only
brought it in.
partially or something. I don't know. I was watching Nick talk about it. Nick's a lawyer. He can talk about it better. But yeah, she fucked herself yesterday. It was funny. So yeah, that's why lawyers coach you, by the way, and listen to for one, if you're gonna get a lawyer, like get a good one if you can, and listen to them. Don't like talk too much. That's the one thing I learned very early. My right to remain silent is a beautiful right. Practice it. If you think you're gonna fuck up an answer, don't answer. Just go, I don't know. Get you out of so much trouble. Just saying. Oh my God.
You did want to bring up the Elon topic.
Okay, real quick.
Reminding you.
And then we're going to get back in the super chats. Elon, could you bring up that Kathleen Kennedy article too? I want to get to just a couple of quotes that Chris was talking about. But first we'll talk about Elon. So Elon put the Twitter deal on hold because Twitter has said publicly only 5% of the users are bots. 95% of the users are real. I can tell you right now, that's utter bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. They have no idea. They have no fucking idea. and that's why things are on hold. But then we had the Project Veritas guy come out and just basically say what everybody knows. The left can't handle any fucking dissent, so they ban it, but the right can. So they don't ban it. They ban the right because the left are a bunch of fucking children and they can't have a fucking argument right now. And they're gone. The left is just gone right now. The left is just fucking gone. And the right are the only ones who are somewhat cool and can sit down, not every time, but most of the time, sit down and have a conversation with people and like challenge your ideas. So the country's way out of balance, but that one of their employees, we're filled with a bunch of commies who fucking can't handle it. And we ban the right. That's what he said. And then another guy comes out and basically says that Twitter is being bought by somebody with special needs because he has Asperger. The richest man in the world. By the way, I saw fucking stop it on Twitter with the correcting with the diagnosis and telling people what to say. All right. As a father of a kid on the spectrum, I don't give a fuck what, and neither does he. You can call it Asperger's, you can call it autism, you can call it on the spectrum. It's just a fucking label. That's all it fucking is. But the fact that one of the Twitter, I just wanted to rub it in Twitter's face that one of their people basically made, they're the tolerant, empathetic left, basically made fun of everybody with who is diagnosed with Asperger's. So I've told him, fuck you, heartfelt. But the fact of the matter is, if Elon is diagnosed with that, he's the richest man in the world. So what does that say? So what the fuck? And you're a fucking idiot. And by the way, by the end of that interview, he suspected if I hadn't have met you organically, I would be suspicious of everything you're doing right now. And he looks right into the fucking hidden phone. So
he's like,
that makes you retarded, sir. So, that was fucking hilarious, man. Project Veritas is doing God's work right now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yep. And like this is all shit we knew. But I think the bigger scandal is this is going on at YouTube. This is going on at Instagram. This is going on at Facebook. This is going on at Twitch. This is going on fucking Snapchat. This is going on everywhere. Everywhere. I can't speak for Rumble and Odyssey. All right. They're still up and coming. But now I question everything now. And if we start questioning everything, if we start going like, wait a minute, is anything we're watching real? Is this all like we all suspect that I think we all suspect that the algorithm manipulates things, but it does it not fairly, but it does it randomly. Like it pushes people up and then it moves on to, that's what I think it does. I agree with Ryan on this. Like it picks some channels to push up and then it moves on to some other channels. And of course the big wigs of YouTube always get pushed, but everybody else, all us plebs, get like pushed once in a while, and then some people just get absolutely massacred on this platform for, like Salty Cracker and stuff, who still gets tons of people watching. What was that? That was weird. Sorry,
that was my computer. Sorry, Gary.
I think if Elon does expose the bots on Twitter, it will open the can of worms on all of Silicon Valley. All of it. And all it takes is some pissed off politicians in power who might be in power by November to start that investigation. And
if they actually do it,
if they're not corrupt. But I've always said that the people who will turn on their masters the quickest will be California. Once they feel like that Silicon Valley's outlived their usefulness and can threaten their power, they will fucking turn on them. And they have in the past. And they'll turn on them in so many ways you can't understand. That's why they remember Airbnb. San Francisco was like hell bent on destroying Airbnb, and so was Sacramento. And all of a sudden they stopped. There was a vote, people passed it, but that's usually not enough. All of a sudden it stopped because Airbnb started donating to a lot of politicians, like a lot of fucking money. Then it stopped, and it's fine. Oh, that's weird.
You grease some wheels.
How
you don't get smushed.
Uber and Lyft like go up against a pretty powerful union in San Francisco and win. How does that happen? Well, it's money. It's not the will of the people or anything like that. It's fucking money. So that's what's been keeping them out of trouble. But now money's going to get tighter for a lot more companies, and it's going to make them vulnerable. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it could. It could. It could open a huge can of worms. That could affect everybody not so well, by the way. It probably wouldn't affect us very well, like being on this platform. But if it's all lies, then what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
What's the point? Did you already talk about the Biden Twitter account? Almost half of the followers are fake.
No, I didn't.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did an independent survey. So the parameters of the survey were accounts that could not be reached, as in like they were completely locked down, would not be able to see his posts, even though he's following, like they're following him, and old dormant accounts. So they went through all those, and almost half, maybe even over half, are fake accounts. So that's, you start, because everybody, I feel like, because this is all new, right? We're all on the cutting edge of all of this. We all just assume that everything's on the up and up. It's reality. Everything that we see is, for the most part, yeah, there's bots and stuff, right? Right. We get that. But we don't think it's almost half, if not more, or even 75% fake.
So what if
But once we start pulling those doors down and you go, oh, wait, if we go into Twitter, that's why they're all mad at Elon. Because if they get in there and they find out that almost half of the user base in Twitter is fake bots pushing different things, whatever it is. It could be Disney buying bots. It could be politicians buying bots. It could be all this. You have half of the user base are bots. Then everybody's trust is just going to be completely eroded. And you're going to, this is all fake then. Every single piece of every platform that I go to, it's all fake. And why would I even put any trust in it at all? Like you say about the view count. If the view count is not trusted on YouTube, everything crumbles. Well, because you just don't trust anything.
And just quickly, I mean, Jeremy and I have talked about this for years. The videos don't perform the way they did 3 years ago. They just don't. Yeah. They're like it's like a throttle is put on at in very rare occasions on 3 days, after 3 days. And it's ridiculous. The drop is ridiculous. It's not real. We just learn to live with it. We're fine. Be grateful for what you got. There's part of that, and I'm totally am. But when I got on YouTube, I was monetized with 3 subscribers. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know I was getting money for years. Like I had no fucking idea. I just followed some instructions and forgot about it. Right. But now,
back in the day, it was like link your bank account and you're good.
You're good.
And if you make over $100, then you get it.
You get it. Yeah.
And now it's a whole. You got to jump through all these hoops to get it.
So what was that?
In the ass now.
So if Biden's account is half, then okay, minimum that's Twitter. Half. Yeah. I why not? Like they've been doing this. Twitter's been around since 2008. That's a lot of time to make a lot of fake accounts. And if nobody can check, see, this is where I think I don't want government regulation either. I want Silicon Valley, to be honest. That's what I want. I know I don't live in that world, okay, but that's what I want. I don't want some government edict and rule coming down and regulation, because that will be fucking much worse. Trust me.
49.3% of followers are fake followers.
Yep,
according to Newsweek.
Whoa. Isn't there an app, not like a sort of web-based app, where you can look at your followers?
I think there is. There is.
Yeah, like I heard Kim Kardashian had a lot of fake ones. I mean, I checked myself, and it's like I have a percentage. It's like under 5%, at least it says for me.
Well,
but,
yeah.
But I don't know even if that's real. Like because I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of followers when I first got on Twitter, because I was doing G4 at the time, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of those users aren't active anymore, right? So
yeah,
Like I might have gotten like 50, 60,000 at the beginning that are probably not even using the app anymore. It's been so turned off. So I'd say more than half my users, more than half, aren't active users. This is just a guess based on whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, and you're right. And there is channels with more active users than others. That's true. Because you can tell in, live
interactions,
streams, video, comments. Yeah. It's
comments, likes, dislikes.
Somewhat with the comments. Oh, by the way, thanks to Lady Greymaster. She sent me a little video she did where, on my Lord of the Rings comment that's got like 2 likes on it. It's hidden. It's absolutely hidden. I
couldn't find it, dude. I tried to find it.
What?
I could not find it. I scrolled and scrolled to about that same time. It's gone.
And my comment, like YouTube automatically hides comments that like will drop an N-bomb or bag of sticks or whatever. But my comment was a real Tolkien quote, and that's all it was. And it was the canons of narrative, and it's. Yeah, she did a search, and she was able to search my name. You're able to run a search, just Control F, do your search, and couldn't find it. So it's not there. I can see it.
I did both. I tried to do the shirts. I couldn't find you. I then scrolled all the way down to 2 months ago when you made it. Not there.
No, I had to give you a screenshot.
Yeah.
So
that's why I messaged you. I was like, dude, I can't find it.
Yeah. And they're still deleting comments too. They're just not doing it in large swaths. They're doing it like a little bit at a time, so they won't get busted again. But they've already. We're talking about Amazon deleting the Rings of Power trailer. It's over 40,000 at this point, and I think the same thing is going on with the She-Hulk trailer because the ratio it wasn't going to get ratioed, but it had a lot of dislikes, like a very high amount, more than Eternals. About as much as Miss Marvel, but Miss Marvel has like 3 at the time I viewed it. It had like 6 times the views. Miss Marvel has like at last time I checked 71,000 dislikes to like 400,000 likes.
That's just Disney MO at this point, though.
Yeah, it's being protected. Yeah. Let's go to the soups, and then did you get that Kathleen Kennedy article?
The Star Wars Rebellion will be televised one. Yes.
God.
Could you look up those particular quotes so we can go right to them? So I don't have to read the whole thing because I want to have time to read soups.
This article is insanely long. Why is it so long? It's like a novel.
Probably to bury all the stupid shit she said.
Yeah, way down, way down at the bottom.
So she essentially said, "We're turning the Force. We're turning Star Wars female into a female, or we're going to bring in more women." Was it more of like what Kevin Feige said? Like we want more than half of the superheroes to be women, which is a weird thing to say. While you're looking that up, we'll go to what is this? Hang on. We got Malcolm McKee says Universal only owns the rights to a solo Hulk film. Okay. So Disney is allowed to use Hulk and other properties. Side characters are fair game for them to use. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for the info. I appreciate it. So obviously, and they couldn't work something out with Universal to have a solo Hulk film. That's weird. They can work something out with Sony, but not Universal. Oh yeah, because Disney doesn't like Universal, do they? Because of the parks. All right. Because their parks are better. And I'd rather go to their parks.
They're more fun for sure.
Yeah. Kevin Apple for $5 says, I don't want government regulation of social media. Neither do I. If I'll take bots over regulation. There. I'll just say it. But advertisers need to demand transparency of data before paying. Absolutely. Facebook has already been busted multiple times on that one. And I don't know how you advertise on trust. On Facebook. It's like, nope. If I'm a company and I'm running ads, I want to see real data. You open up everything to me or fuck you. Same goes for YouTube. Shauna Bass for $10. She-Hulk looks like Shrek Ally McBee. I'm a woman and I think it looks terrible. LOL. Thank you.
It's straight up Ally McBeal. That's what it is. There's going to be a dancing baby, little CGI dancing baby.
Oh my God! And Shauna, thank you so much for being a woman. Thank you. You're so stunning and brave for being a woman. I'm just kidding. Thanks. Shauna.
You could be an Avenger.
You could be whatever you want.
Snap.
She's angry and scared all the
Are
time.
you angry and scared, Shauna, all the time? Really? I don't think Shauna is.
That's a baseline woman. That line was terrible. God, I hated that.
Russell Hall for $5. Please tell me Perry Chan is working on some Chrissy Mayer versus Ethan Ralph meme vids for Friday's show. I don't know. I think we're gonna have possibly a comeback of somebody. I almost blew it, but that I will publicly say, steer and clear. It's just not my thing.
Yeah,
it's not my thing. I've said it a lot. I'm not into blood sports. I like watch them once in a while, but they're not for this channel. Sorry. We have so much other shit to talk about, by the way, than that. But thank you. I do appreciate it. And there's probably like Lofty's made some good ones already, I think. But Perry's resources need to be used for much bigger fish to fry than some guy on the internet. It's just, it's my thing. But Russell, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Josiah Fitch for $4.99. My wife and I saw a remake of The Most Dangerous Game. It was really good and was not woke. It stars Liam Hemsworth. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. I like the Hemsworth bros. I think they can be good. Who's the one who was in Westworld who was completely underused? He's like the little runt of the litter, but he was good in. I've been thinking a lot about Westworld because I fucking love that first season. It's
good season. Yeah. Good first season.
Great soundtrack too. Ooh. But God, do they go to shit?
Is it still going? It's still going, right?
No, what made me think of it is the season 4 trailer came out and you wouldn't even recognize it. Like, how is this the same fucking show that had Anthony Hopkins and Ed Harris like chewing up scenery?
I didn't watch the second season.
It's good.
I thought the first season had a great ending, and I'm like, that was great. Awesome.
They should have, if they would have ended with the first season, it would be the most dissected, talked about thing ever. Because it's just made to like talk about it. Like look at it as a 1-season Twilight Zone, and it would have been. It's a perfect ending, I think. And just leave the rest to your imagination. Because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing after that first season. It was pretty fucking clear. Because the quality goes... season 3, some of the worst shit I've ever seen. Not the worst, but really down there. My wife and I saw the remake... Oh, I read this one. My only Iron Man had a full character arc out of the Marvel men. The second... Thor's second movie was 2-man movie. Cap's second was ensemble. Ant-Man's second was psych. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Cap has the best trilogy by far. But as far as character arc, getting into like that character, we didn't really explore a ton of Cap. We explored Cap through his friend coming back, but not Cap himself. Interesting. Robert McGray, and I agree. 5 Canadian pesos. Thank you very much. Best thing about the new Hulk show is it only costs 70 cents on the dollar. No. Stone Cold's beer cooler for $9.99. By the end of phase 4, there will be an all-female Avengers movie. I hope so. God, I hope so. And with at least 40 female heroes and a villain will be Doctor Doom being a misogynist, even though he's not like a Black Mask in Birds of Prey. They'll make him like that. Maybe they'll have Ewan McGregor playing Doctor Doom, which under normal circumstances, I'd be kind of okay with that, but not these days. Who would make a good Doctor Doom?
Someone with some gravitas, because
they got to have something.
They got to have something, and also just a great voice.
Mads Mikkelsen?
I don't know.
He's too on the nose. It's got to, somebody with a good fucking voice. Like a
Who played Scarecrow in Batman Begins? Somebody said that, and I was like, "Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting." He's kind of a wonky guy.
Yeah, he's too wafy. You need an
Cillian
alpha.
Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah, but he's got a good voice though. He's got a pretty good presence.
Yeah, he maybe. But I like the thing. Did you ever see Gary that like Jack Kirby drew Doctor Doom with his mask off, and he's got one scar on his face, but he's such a narcissist. You know, our assumption is that Doctor Doom is horribly disfigured, and the truth is he has one scar on his face, and so he encased himself in this costume because he just could not look at his face with the one scar. And I have a sketchbook of a buddy of mine named Greg Theakston had a publishing company called Pure Imagination Publishing, and he put out a hardcover of it was Jack Kirby's personal sketchbook, and he did this thing where he mixed black ink with silver ink so it looks like pencil.
Oh,
I have one copy of it,
cool.
and I bought it like in the 80s. So I've got this like Jack Kirby's personal sketchbook. He convinced Jack Kirby, can I just publish your sketches? And it was just Jack Kirby fucking around. And there's a lot of that out there, but he compiled it into this hardcover book, and it's like it's one of my prized possessions on my bookshelf. And that book, like, it's got this thing of like Jack Kirby. I can send you. I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah,
but it's Dr. Doom taking his mask off. He's got one scar. Did that ever appear in the comics? I'm trying to remember.
They've taken his mask off before.
You're right, but I'm trying to remember if that concept was used. Because the thing that astounds me about just Marvel Comics in the 60s and 70s, right? It was a factory, but it was a factory where they left the creatives alone, right? It was Stan Lee bursting into the office saying, I'm thinking a story about this and whatever, and this happens. And then he'd walk away and there'd be like, it'd be drawn. And then Stan Lee would kind of fill in the dialogue. It's just brilliant how they got to that point and the output of creativity and just amazing stuff that, resonates to today that they're still making. And you don't see that now. You see the current people doing comics just seem to, I don't know, they don't have a work ethic is I guess what I'm saying. And they had a work ethic that contributed to them being able to be creative. And those ideas are being used now, right?
Yep.
60 years later being used. It's insane.
I think I found a picture of it. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I haven't seen it in years, dude. Okay, so does it have Miracle Man and fucking Cap and Silver Surfer and Orion
in the book? Yeah.
Yeah, and well, what's on the cover? And Mr.
It's just
Fantastic?
black, actually.
Oh,
It's just a
really?
black- He may have published a different edition. I got like an edition that he literally. This was in Detroit, and I would go to his office.
Okay.
And he had the physical printing press there. He printed a couple issues of Film Thread for me, actually.
This one is like $800, and it's hardcover, but it's got like a color cover on it.
This wasn't a color cover. It was just black and with like an embossed, $800. Jeez. Does the guy have screenshots from it?
Yeah, he does. So in the beginning, it's signed by Kirby, and it's got a picture of him, doing his little thing right here.
Yeah, that's not what I have. I have something completely different.
Yeah, and
but I'm gonna guess some of those sketches made its way into that book.
It's Blue Rose Press.
No, his was PI, Pure Imagination Publishing.
Okay. Print and bounded in U.S. first edition, first printing. Orange, California, 92666. No date. Wait, where's the date? Where's the fucking date? There's the copyright. This might be from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's from the 90s.
It was in the 80s. I gotta dig it up. It's in a box somewhere. But next Nooner, I'll have it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Love to see that. Let's go back here. Trailer reminds me of Ally McBeal. Yep. Jeff Summers, $9.99.
There you go.
Except no William Shatner. Right. Craig Rhodes for $5. Says
or Robert Downey Jr.
Why is nobody talking about the Ant-Man 3 leaks? Hank Pym doesn't need to die, and paralyzing Scott Lang due to the battle with Kang isn't needed. What?
What?
I didn't hear anything about that.
He didn't have a battle with Kang. Is this in the third movie? I thought Kang was dead.
No, they're taking on Kang. It's taking the place of Marvel's, so it's coming out in February. I wouldn't be surprised if they do all that. You know,
But how many Disney Plus series do I have to watch to understand what the hell's going on?
Yep. Oh, you got to watch.
How much
Loki.
homework do I?
All
have?
of them?
You got to watch. You got to watch Loki season 1 and season 2 to know what's going on in the Ant-Man movie.
Oh my God! I don't care.
Here's a good one. Paul Cook says for £2, Shrek's in the city. Zalakai for $5 says rapid tests in my area are $25. I got married at 26. I'm 34 now. Yeah, like rapid tests. If what I'm talking about is rapid tests, like you do like a drive-through thing. It was like $300 in Escondido. There's other places, but you would have to wait. It's much cheaper, like if you wait a day or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's all fucking scam. So I don't want to pay 25 cents for a test. I just don't. I don't care.
Wait, Gary, are you saying that the medical industry is making money off of the last 2 years? Are you saying that this is sort of all this? You know who's the biggest suckers are? Is the film industry, because they put in so many rules and restrictions, and they have this like
line,
I don't know if you've heard about this zone A. Zone A is where talent is. Zone B, you have to like be in certain garb for. My friends who work in production tell me just the horror stories of just like what it's like, and just like people, the unions are just fed up. They're fed up with dealing this stuff. It's a like, what are we doing this for? This is just ridiculous. But there's a lot of money being made on tests and this and whatever. And I don't know.
Well,
is it wrong for us to question this?
It must be wrong because this is a pandemic that shut down our world, that you have to be tested to know you have it.
Yeah.
I saw that somebody tweet that. I'm like, that's a really fucking good point. You got to be tested to know you have it, because it might be confused with a cold, a flu, you know.
You mean a cold that you just kind of get over in a couple days? You know,
Yeah.
You just drink your orange juice and you relax. That's I mean, that kind of thing.
Watch YouTube all day, wrapped up in a blanket, some fucking hot drink or whatever, or booze.
Well, you know what they say, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many.
Yes. Blue Tiger for $20 says, the other day I found my copy of the 10th Doctor Audio Adventures Volume 2 set aside and planned to listen to it. Later that day, they announced the so-called Rose. I think I'll use the CDs as target practice now. Yeah. Yeah. You mean, do I have Volume 2? Yeah. You mean this one right here? Yeah.
Oh, man.
That honestly, I have yet to open.
Not even opened.
Oh, wow.
Well, I have the digital copies. So, yeah, it's like that. It's like it's like the corpse of Doctor Who. It was in a coma. Brain dead. And for some miracle, like you saw a twitching hand, and Russell T Davies just came along and put a bullet in that corpse. So now it's fucking dead.
Walked up.
Yep. So that twitching hand was just some, it wasn't even the brain was gone already. It was just, some body reaction. And Russell T Davies came in and just put it down. It's fucking dead. There's no excitement about this 60th anniversary. I doubt it'll get the views that the 50th got. I don't even care enough to watch it at this point. I'll probably roast the first couple episodes and be out. Because there's a point where you just go, all right, it's like Kathleen Kennedy coming out. Coming out now, by the way, now that Star Wars is fucking dead. And we get a John Watts coming of age teen fucking drama Star Wars series taking place at the timeline of The Mandalorian. So they don't know how to move it forward. And they're just going to fuck around in this one time period because they figured out that they overpaid for Star Wars. Yeah, you heard me. They overpaid for Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't have that many characters that the general public is going to follow. It's got a lot of EU fans, and the ones you probably should have catered to, those hardcore fans, you pissed them off practically on day one.
Yeah.
Legends. Star Wars Legends. You took everything that we loved and said, no, it's all fake. I'm going to replace it. And then you replaced it with garbage.
Eric K for $2 says, Gary, how's it going to? What are you going to wear today? And my answer is depends. No, I'm not there yet. I got that to look forward to, though, Eric, but I'm close. William Owens for $5, pledging $1 million to Nerdrotic. I have the rest for you in a few decades. Hey, thanks, William, for $5. I'll absolutely just set my entire life to expecting that. Of course, he's referencing Amber Heard pledging to pay off the rest of the $3 million or whatever to some charity.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually.
Well, yeah, Elon will pay it. Something for the normies for $19.99. Hail, Gary. She-Hulk looking like Shrek Hulk. I actually like Tatiana. I do too, from Orphan Black. But Disney did her dirty with the CGI. Let the memes flow through all of us. Feel better and see you in Dallas. Thank you. I'll be fine in a day. Yeah, this is not like flu. It's bad dates. Ninja Hamster Uprising. The multiverse She-Hulk is interesting, but in 2001, CGI looks dated now. The premise of Fiona as a lawyer is different. Donkey as her boss, but sadly, Shrek doesn't cut it as a scientist. It should be popular with the millennials. Well, yeah, it should be. Thank you for the 20 Australian dollars there. I appreciate that. And then we have the Dead Man for 20 Canadian dollars says, let's guess here. The She-Hulk will be arrogant, smug, and belittling the other male characters, most likely Bruce Banner, as she's better at being Hulk than him, even though he's been Hulk for years in the MCU. How original.
Mm-hmm. We already saw it in the trailer.
Did.
I'm a woman. I'm scared and angry at all times. That's like that. It's that mentality, that feminist, I'm a strong woman character. No, that's not strong. That almost looks weak. It looks weak whenever you downplay everybody around you. Being a superhero is for narcissists. No, it's you save people. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Vipercrest for 100 Norwegian krona says, Vipercrest like peeps. 5.5 watching, only 1.1 likes. Hey, I appreciate whatever we get, but don't forget to like the video.
Pump up those likes.
Thanks, Vipercrest. I appreciate it. High Frequency Productions for $10. Thank you. Hi, guys. Love all the content. Do you think men will get to be heroes again at some point? I'm 35, and I can't imagine growing up with the MCU. Do these producers not have any sons? They wouldn't call them sons because they're raising them gender neutral. I find it sinful. Yes, I find it to be child abuse.
That comment is, I think it's really important. It can't be underestimated how much this has an effect on kids.
Yep.
And I mean, my son is, I mean, he's grown up. He's an adult. But for young boys now, who are their heroes, right? Where I mean, you can show them the older films, right? The original Star Wars trilogy.
You have to.
Who are their heroes? You really need to filter like all the material you show your kids. This is just, it's just, I'm kind of just, and also, by the way, they don't have sons. I'll say this: most of the people in Hollywood don't have kids. They don't have kids, and if they do, they treat them like accessories, not like humans. It's I've seen it being around the industry, and having moved to LA in '89, and I've seen it, and that's why my goal in life was to raise two kids who would not grow up to be assholes. Yeah. And part of that was just not being in Hollywood. So, lived in Pasadena and other places, just sort of on the periphery, just to get away from the insanity of these childless, adult morons that are just so career focused, they'll stab anybody in the back. That's
including
Hollywood.
Their kids.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yes.
Yeah. No, so sorry, Gary, I know we're trying to wrap up, but I just want to that just is so infuriating to me. That's why so many things with families ring so false in TV shows, because it's like an alien trying to explain what a family and a relationship between a father and a son or, you know, mother and a daughter, or just any sort of familial relationship is beyond these narcissistic idiots who come to this industry and will do anything to be a part of it.
Remember that vapid bitch who did the "If I Was Your Mother" Putin video?
Oh, yeah,
that chick doesn't even have kids. She doesn't even have kids.
No clue what being a mother is.
The fuck, mother? If I was your mother, why don't you try being somebody's mother first before you talk about being somebody's mother? Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're right. They're crazy. Matthew Spathis for $50 on the donation side. Thank you very much. Gary, I keep thinking about all the dead franchises. I understand pointing it out, but what is our end game? Nothing changes, and we have lost Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Marvel, DC. Why not just walk away and let the woke have the burnt copies? I mean, it's a good question. The reason I don't walk away is because it won't help. It won't be just burnt copies. It will be changing a lot of the culture that we walk away from. We walked away from education. I'm going to say we, as in centrists, libertarians, the right, walked away from all facets of government, walked away from education, walked away from entertainment, walked away from culture, and this is what we get for them walking away and not paying it much mind and going out there and making fun of gamers and not being part of it and not understanding like how important culture is. And that's what the left got. That's what the extreme left got. And that's what they've got right now. So we can continue to walk away, and we're going to just keep walking away and be pushed into a corner that they're going to come invade until we have nowhere to go. So walking away does not work, period. You as an individual can do that. I would never tell you what to do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to fight for it. And yeah, we're probably going to lose all those franchises. Let's be real.
Yep.
That's probably going to happen, but it might not. And we are waking more people up by pointing this stuff out every single day. You as a customer, as a discerning, critically thinking, paying customer, you know, I'm going to trust you to make the right decision. I'm guessing a lot of you probably aren't going to Disney parks and going to get Disney Plus, but I'll still roast the shit out of this stuff. To shame them, to shine a light on it because they hate that. To the general populace and get them to maybe think, or maybe get me to think, because you guys get me to think as much as I don't know. I don't have enough arrogance to go out there like I'm going to make everybody think today. No, it's just going to give you my opinion, and it'll hit or won't. But yeah, walking away doesn't help.
Can I add one quick thing to what you just said? One, love what you just said. So I agree with it 100%. Two, the second thing, the way I kind of feel like I fight back is I don't support it. Meaning, cancel your streaming services, get a different streaming service. Troma has its own streaming service. So does Full Moon Entertainment. It's like $5 a month. There's all sorts of great Italian exploitation movies and crazy stuff. Like I just pivot my dollars to something else that I want to support, like that RRR movie I keep bringing up. I know, but just like there are other places to spend your money. And I feel like if Hollywood notices that trend and they finally begin to notice like, oh, people are really not into this. I mean, we're seeing the shifts happening at Netflix, right? Like, so you're seeing them saying like, look, you're going to work on stuff you don't like. Too bad, may not be the place for you, which basically implying like, you're not down with this, you're getting fired. And I feel like Hollywood needs to start like firing people that are contributing to this problem. And then also just as customers, consumers, whatever, we need to be really careful about what we support and start supporting other stuff, because there is better stuff out there. Mm-hmm. And that's my whole mission with Film Thread is like, hey, this stuff's shit. Here's an option of something else. Mm-hmm. Although not to say that there aren't a lot of bad indie movies too. I mean, I'm about to see this movie called Men. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it on Friday. It looks so bad. Like every time I see the trailer though, I'm encouraged. Every time I see that trailer for that movie Men, when the title of the movie comes up, people burst out laughing.
It looks hilarious. It looks like a comedy.
Wasn't
that actor a comedy actor? The guy that plays all the men?
well, no, the actor who plays like the lead in that was also in the very first episode of Black Mirror. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
First episode of Black Mirror, he played the prime minister. He plays the man that is all of the men in the movie. You start to realize as you're looking like
it's Rory Kinnear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Frankenstein.
Apparently, the movie is very good up until the end, and the end is apparently incredibly stupid. I'm doing a live stream on Friday morning on the Film Threat YouTube channel, and I'll be talking about it. But I cannot wait to discuss that film. So it's not as if like just because it's independent doesn't mean it's good. Just because something is put out by a major movie studio doesn't mean it's bad. I think we just all need to be discerning. Having said that, I think you can certain track records. I think where Disney's going and Marvel Phase 4 it's a train wreck to me. But there are other choices out there, and you got to seek it out. And that's
and I don't know if
we saw that with Northman. Northman,
yeah, true,
fantastic movie,
and it came through. It came through.
Yeah,
and we need to support. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a good movie. It looks pretty good. I like westerns. Terror on the Prairie with our friend Gina Carano is coming out pretty soon.
I can't wait for that.
That, I mean, I think I will financially support. I will absolutely financially support. I will probably do a review on the main channel, and that's just purely supporting alternative media that picked up a canceled actress that I like a lot, based more on like her chutzpah, her fucking spine. The fact that she, and stood up against it when nobody else would. Yeah, I'll go in blind on that one and just throw a bunch of money at it and have no
Gina
problem.
Carano for She-Hulk.
Yep. There you go.
Boom.
Oh, see, that would have been believable.
Yep. All you do, you paint her green like Gamora, you shoot her, then you just make her larger. They did it in Lord of the Rings, all right? You shoot it at like a distance, you do some camera work, or you just digitally enhance the size of her. That's all you need. You don't got to do this weird large hands Adam's apple thing you did.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, as I said, with all due respect to two-dimensional cartoons, not the CalArts shit. But that's, I mean, Marvel is cartoons now. These Marvel movies are all animated. They're barely shot. There's barely any practical effects or sets. It's just
they never wear a superhero costume that is real. It's always enhanced by CGI. Most of it is CGI or entirely CGI. In game, all of the time travel suits that they were in, completely fake.
Yep.
They're literally walking in pajamas, and they replaced all their suits. So the cool thing about Spider-Man when I was a kid, when I watched Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, was he was in an actual Spider-Man costume, and it looked perfect.
And they were
like
in No Way Home.
In the comics.
In No Way Home, they
were
in some scenes, not everyone.
Some of them.
Yeah.
It's like whenever they did the Spider-Man stuff in Civil War, he was wearing an actual Spider-Man costume, but then they covered it all in CGI. So it's like, what was great about the old movies is that you got to see the real superheroes in reality.
Chris and I really do have to go, so I'm going to read. Okay. 2 more, but the one will be quick. Man of War 665, neighbor of the beast. Oh, sack up, nerds! I hit it. I'd hit it. You'd hit. Oh, you like. Nobody said. What would you? For one, you'd be hitting like Play-Doh. That's what it looks like. She looks like she's made out of Play-Doh. She looks like
no definition. Yeah.
Like Gumby fucked another Gumby and came out with She-Hulk. Does anybody even know who Gumby is? I'm Gumby, damn it.
Yeah, man.
I know Gumby. I did. Oh my God.
Terrifying.
I'll show you, Gary. Art Clokey created Gumby. And the weird look on Gumby, the top of Gumby's head looks really strange. Art Clokey had a photo of his dad, and I published it in this other magazine I did called Wild Cartoon Kingdom. And it looks just like Gumby's head. Like his dad's hair had like a weird, like it
all
was
swooped.
Weird. Yeah. I got to go to my collection. I'll show you a bunch of weird stuff.
Oh shit! I used to have a Gumby and Pokey when I was a little kid.
Same here.
Gumby.
Yeah, I had one too.
Gumby and Pokey.
It was an heirloom I get from my grandparents.
Anyways,
and then Eddie Murphy.
Whenever you make those old references, Gary, I get every single one. Thank you.
Who doesn't know Gumby though? I feel like everybody should know Gumby.
Okay, well, all right.
I think there's a whole generation who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
that's sad.
Yeah.
It is. You should all watch. I read that Stargate one. So where's it? This will be the last one. Part 1. This is from Enoch Maman, longtime follower. Thank you for the $10. This is two parts. There are weirdos trying to defend She-Hulk by pointing out the humorous tone. They're trying to claim that this is like John Byrne's comics. The problem with that is that John Byrne didn't have feminist humor. He was sexy humor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, John Byrne is the farthest thing away from a feminist, okay, a male feminist. My first thought when I tuned in and the real BBC and I saw Gary and Nina, X-Ray Girl, and Mahler as, and oh no, X-Ray and Nina Me Too'd Mahler and as. It's Westworld all over again. The BBC is upon us. I know. Yeah, that was a weird. So it was my internet.
It took over.
Because right after the show, my internet died for 5 hours.
And it wasn't like a planned outage. It was just out.
It was just out.
Wow.
It just went out. All right, we got to wrap this up right now because Chris has got to go and I've got to go. And everybody's got to go. But
we all got to go.
I got to go. I'm sure we'll be talking about She-Hulk a lot as well. That was terrible. But Chris, please plug your wares, sir.
I am that Chris Gore on everything, Twitter, Instagram. Film Threat is my channel. So subscribe to Film Threat. And I want to thank everyone. We went past 40,000 thanks to everyone here. So appreciate the chat. Appreciate all you watching. And check out Film Threat. I'm doing a live stream later tonight called Hollywood on the Rocks. I'll be talking about the Bob's Burgers movie and a bunch of other stuff. I watched the first episode of Strange New Worlds, so I'm going to give my take on that. And then we're also live on Friday in the morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so check out our live stream then. And just thank you, Gary, for having me on, and Garrett, and appreciate you having me on, and just love it. Love being able to chat. The funny thing is, I would be watching this if I wasn't on, and now it's like I'm watching, but I'm on, and now I can actually talk to you. So I appreciate it. So thanks again, Gary.
Dude, the honor is all mine. Trust me. And we'll talk in the future about like what we're gonna do at San Diego because we have no idea. But
I can't.
But we will talk. Garrett.
Hey, you can find me on my channel where we play games, we do live streams, we talk about nerd culture, news, and whatnot. Other than that, I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing a stream, just hanging out with everybody, and Friday Night Tights, I believe. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about who's on?
Well, yeah. Well, this Friday, it's because it's going to be kind of a hot mess because all the Geeks and Gamers people are in Florida right now. So
that's right. Yeah.
And so is Chrissy. So I honestly don't know who's showing up other than me, you, and Az. And I think Odin in comics. But we also have Zia, and we have Disparu.
That's right.
Disparu coming on.
Disparu, yeah.
So that'll be fun. I've been dying to talk to him. And we might have a very special announcement for the 200th episode. Stay tuned.
Just swiftly coming upon us.
Dallas meetup. 6/16, 6 p.m. at Gators. Invites have been sent out to some Texas people, aside from the Geeks and Gamers people who are going to be there, and all of us. Quarter Block will be there. I'll be there. Chris, you're welcome to come if you want to come out to Dallas and hang out at MegaCon. It's 16th of June, and then it's MegaCon with no masks or no restrictions for the next 3 days after that. Gina Carano's going to be there. The Hobbits are going to be there. Nathan Fillion's going to be there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All the Hobbits, man. All of them.
All the fucking Hobbits are going to be there.
I'm not sure. I'll have to.
Invitation's
really like
open. It's always open.
But I appreciate it. Yeah.
Vegas, you have to go to Vegas. That's
no, Vegas. I'm
not
going.
asking you for you to go to Vegas. You're going to Vegas.
Staying. I'm going. Be fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Vegas. Is gonna be fun.
Wait, Az is gonna be there?
No.
Damn. Well,
I mean, he won't be at Dallas,
right?
I don't know. There's still like weird travel restrictions. Once that's done, God, it's been so long. Fuck. I think he'll be able to make it out. I was hoping he and Mahler could make it out to Orlando at the end of the year. I'm still pushing for that, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Yeah, but that's it. The Dallas meetup, Friday Night Tights, lots of stuff. working on videos. Thanks, everybody, for supporting. Thanks to the Nerdrotic. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on around here. We love you guys. We have the best crowd around. And that's exactly why we don't get into drama.
Yeah.
We're taking on big, giant, trillion-dollar companies. That's way more fun, in my opinion. So please enjoy some credits. Have a good day. Not all who wander are lost.
Do you want to take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Nerdrotic.com.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.